Dead of Night is the map where we have to destroy 151 infested structures to clean out the infestation. This would be easy were it not for the fact that the infested structures all spawn enemies at night and attack our base, alongside several special infested magmines are all around the map. They deal 250 splash damage, but you can dodge them. Storm clouds move across the map. They slow and damage your guys.
Raynor, where do we have him?
Raynor has pretty good defense, but not really good clearing, because you like battle cruisers, they're alright. I guess if you teleport, like you use the Hyperion to clear magmines, which is kind of bad, but you clear some things and then battle cruisers will teleport later, so you get to skip a lot of the blizzards. His defense is really strong. The problem is that in the later nights, like he's not that good against tanks, unless you have a lot of tanks, which means you have fewer battle cruisers or air units clearing. So if you have more tanks, you're going to spend more time just defending and not clearing, which is not good. I put him in B.
B for Raynor. Wow. What do you think, Sticksbender?
Just double checking. Wait, has the point defense drones blocking magmines been patched out?
I don't think it works anymore.
What?
When did that happen?
How does it?
The point defense
How does
drones
Point
used to be able
defense drone
to.
used to shoot down magmines.
Yeah.
The Hyperion always used to be like a free, instantly clear all magmines in a base, because you would just jump the Hyperion to the base, it would shoot at a huge range and pull all the magmines, you'd place 1 point defense drone, and it would shoot down all the magmines.
I think that was one of the things I was sad about with Tangor's changes. Like, he nerfed Raynor. The guy most in need of buffs was nerfed. Very sad times for
I
Raynor.
remember there being because like I remember there being the Hyperion change where the Hyperion no longer was firing while under crowd control, because it used to fire well under like fear and the stun from moment of silence. It used to be while crowd control the Hyperion would fire, but I don't remember the magmine thing ever getting patched.
I don't remember that ever working.
I don't
or
think,
at least never noticed.
I don't think that changes
like
Raynor's tier.
Since the beginning, that's been why I like using Raynor as a default against magmine mutations, because I can just turn off the magmines.
I don't think that would change Raynor's tier, will it?
Yes, it will.
Yes, it will.
The ability to just have every time you call down the Hyperion, you just completely remove the magmines from 4 different bases on the map is a huge deal.
I don't remember that interaction ever existing. So
it very much, yeah, like that literally since like when the first magmine mutation.
That was 2016.
Back then,
2016. It's probably been long patched out.
No. Since then, to the last day that I was doing mutation solos on my YouTube channel, I was still using that. The only way it's been patched out is if like there was this last Tangor patch that happened after I stopped paying attention. That's the only way this interaction doesn't work.
Probably. So where do you put him if it does still work?
All right. So yes, I have double checked it. Raynor's point defense drones can shoot down the magmines. So if you just jump the Hyperion into the middle of the base, pulling aggro from all the magmines that attacks everything around it, and then just drop a point defense drone directly under the Hyperion, all the magmines are just gone. They get shot down by the point defense drone, and they no longer exist.
Okay.
So Raynor has insanely good magmine clearing. He has, I would say, a pretty top tier defense. Raynor can easily defend indefinitely if there are no mutators buffing the attackers. I would put Raynor in S tier.
Okay, so yeah, what do you think, Twotuuuu?
That's crazy. His clearing is not good. Like you clear the magmines, but the buildings are still there. So, like
his clear is not particularly fast, but you can do it with just top bar.
Yeah, that's this. You can say the same for like the Haka.
Yes.
True.
Yes.
You can clear with just the top bar, but it's not fast. It's not good. His defense is good until you run out of money. And well, hopefully the game doesn't go on that long, but he does have really good defense. So he can survive a long time. His magmine clearing is alright. Even if you didn't use the whatever Hyperion trick, he still would use Hyperion, blink around, teleport around, and clear magmines. But the buildings still need to be cleared, and in order to get to that point, you need to defend first, which means you need tanks. And you probably won't like clear a lot of stuff until night 3, maybe. Like you need a sufficient defense, a good enough defense, before you can start making your air fleet.
Okay.
Which even after you make the air fleet, they're not great at clearing because they still have to like dodge blizzards, and they don't have to dodge magmines, but they have to dodge blizzards.
Yes.
I would recommend Banshees, by the way, since they are more nimble to get around the blizzards and have much more DPS, and they have more range.
And they're
they
cheaper
have
per
not-
supply. You can max out
Yeah.
faster. Anyway,
I would definitely recommend Banshees over Battlecruisers for your clearing weapon. And if you max out on pretty much just tanks, Raynor can defend until the 8-hour game ends because of
okay.
you
Yeah,
can't
that will-
hold that long.
So
It's just that that's it.
okay, so final point. Do you agree with S tier?
No.
Not unanimous. Therefore, not S. Raynor goes
I
out
put
in
it in
8.
B.
Yeah.
Yeah,
W-
well,
wait.
you didn't know that the Hyperion could just turn off.
Yeah,
Magma
and I
Mutator.
said that doesn't mean that I still don't think that makes him better. Like it's
Really?
good, it's helpful, but it doesn't make him better. Like because his clearing is still worse than like Kerrigan, who can just appear from there, and she puts herself in danger. Like she's the only one clearing, but it's still better than like Banshees. Banshees will die to a blizzard.
Hyperion and Duskwings also have a lot of DPS for clearing. So if
That's
you are just
true.
clearing with Hyperion and Duskwings, you
Still
don't clear
decent.
that slowly. It's still faster than it's faster than the clearing of the C tier commanders. Basically, if you just use Raynor top bar to clear, you're probably still getting faster than Alarak and Phoenix.
I mean, they are C tier, so.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's better than those guys.
But
I
also
think
has
he has,
better
like,
defense. He has better defense. He has better offense. So like,
He has an indefinite defense and he has a better offense. I think that his offense is good enough for him to get S tier in conjunction with his indefinite defense, and the fact that turning off the Magmine Mutator also is really nice for your ally because now they have so few Magmines to deal with that they can go around and be like, wow, this suddenly feels like what mutation because I have a Raynor ally just deleting all the Magmines.
I guess it does help, but we don't really put a lot of emphasis on what your ally does here. So, is that good enough for A tier?
Oh, it's easily good enough for A tier. I think it's just a question of S tier or not.
Just because they're fragile, and if you're not paying attention, they go through a blizzard, they're just like super red, and they can't go home to repair. So you gotta like drop mules to repair them or something.
They can go home to repair, but
The Banshees.
I will note you do also have afterburners so that they can, if you are paying attention when the blizzard catches them, even if they get caught by a blizzard, you fly into the blizzard with afterburners. You don't go all the way down to red, but you're not going to be happy about it either way. It is a fair bit of damage. But they're also a small unit. They're very nimble. They have afterburners. You shouldn't really be getting caught in blizzards in the first place because you don't really have to look at much else other than your Banshees, because you can easily just have the Banshees go home when you're looking at your top bar, and then when you're no longer looking at top bar, now you can look at your Banshees. If you're trying to keep your Banshees permanently out on the map, which you can, but you don't have to, we're looking at it should not make day 4, because you should be able to clear faster than that. So, but that's like, at that point, this is the same level of like trying to focus on the clearing that the 2 control groups of Tempest from Artanis was. You don't have to do that level of control on your Banshees, and I don't think it's realistic to expect that you're trying to do it unless you want to push yourself to manage Banshees constantly.
What do you think, Twotuuuu?
All right, A
is
because he
fine.
does have high level. He has top tier defense.
Yeah, I guess the defense
I
is
guess
good enough.
given enough time, your top bar will clear pretty much everything.
Yeah, I think we kind of use that justification for Dahaka. Like, he can, even if his offense isn't that fast, he can still defend pretty much effectively,
Slower than Raynors.
indefinitely. Yeah. All right, Raynor finally goes into A tier. Prestige wise, you want the third one, right? Third prestige.
I personally would probably just go with P0, but you can also use P3.
Yeah. Plus, Raynor, if you have 2 Terran
Actually,
commanders.
no, I'd use P2 probably. So that now I don't have a cooldown on afterburners on my Banshees, and I get more attack speed on my Banshees, and I can stim my tanks if I need to.
Ooh, but that'll mean more repair. And doesn't that make the units more expensive? But on a map where
The
resources
gas
is already
cost-
limited.
I think that I would personally consider the increased attack speed of being able to stim my mech units worth it, but honestly, it's just a style choice whether you want P2 or P0.
So either no prestige or second prestige.
Anything not one.
Oh, anything
Not
but the first
V1.
prestige. Yeah. Okay. So we agree.
You're not even using bio units, so don't you? Well, you might use bunkers if you want, but
You don't
other
need
than that,
first
you're not
prestige
using
for
bio units.
bunkers. Like if you're going bunkers, first prestige won't do anything.
The only bio units you should make should be in tin cans, and they should not leave those tin cans.
Something more sturdy than tin cans, but okay. So that was subtle dig at bunkers, but okay. So Raynor goes in A tier, and prestige anything but the first prestige. Okay, finally, let's move on.